Let's kiki on this interesting story. Pop icon Lady Gaga is keeping it real about trans rights. At the Grammys, she declared, quote, "Trans people are not invisible," end quote. And now, with her new album, Mayhem, she's doubling down on her support. Speaking to Zane Lowe, Gaga said, quote, "We all need to support trans people. They deserve to be supported and loved and protected," end quote. She called out Trump's anti-trans policies and emphasized the need for allyship. From fighting Don't Ask, Don't Tell to shutting down transphobic rumors, Gaga has never wavered as she says, quote, "People deserve better." Lady Gaga serves truth and allyship, saying trans people deserve love. What are we all talking about? I love me some Lady Gaga. I hope they don't throw us off just for that because, darn it. Listen, Lady Gaga can let out an album with her flushing the toilet and we're all going to figure out a dance routine and it's going to be played at the Eagle, played at our house, played at Hunter's, played everywhere.
5 minutes
yes.
at the Eagle.
And it's been out a second.
Been out once and we're just like, okay. But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
My God.
Yes.
Did you hear the term that they called? They said like she's reheating her nachos. Have you ever heard of this term?
Yes! Oh my God, I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I came across that story and I was like, what? And me like a moron, I automatically went to nachos,
I'm
right?
obsessed with reheated nachos. I'm like, yes. Oh my God, there's some left. Yay. I'm so excited.
I love soggy nachos after being in the microwave.
But, you know, like they're like, they wanted her to go back to her original sound, and this fucking song was just like.
But she did.
She did.
And she did that. Like she gave us what we wanted, you know?
I mean, when it comes to like her support of who she should be president, I mean, she should totally like when it comes to that.
Listen, what is it? If the Kardashian girl can help get people out of freaking prison, then Lady Gaga can become president in our beautiful alternative universe.
But I mean, we're so well spoken. She is kind of like she's almost like trans. You know what I mean? It's like.
I mean, she like encompasses fluid. So much, you know, like you never really know where on the spectrum of LGBTQIA she is or if she is just an ally and we don't care kind of deal, you know, we'll take it. She's got an incredible platform that many don't have, and she uses it like at the Grammys to mention trans folks, you know. I mean, you know, it's no secret that our trans community has a big freaking target on their back. You know, Trump started this during the election, and he has made people think that trans people are subhuman, that they're aliens, that like they don't deserve the same rights that we do. Like,
I mean, it's like they're the threat to your children, but what is the leading cause of death among children? Is that cancer? It's not. It's gun violence.
It's gun violence. I've never seen a drag queen or a trans person with an AR-15.
But you're not going to touch my guns. But you're going to like, you know, these are the people that are grooming or like gonna. Come
it doesn't even make any sense. I believe that the trans community makes up like less than 1% of the population or something like crazy like that. You know, as a woman, you know, I have told you from this bed, Alex, I have been sexualized since the age of freaking 12. You know, I've been groomed by men, disgusting men, my whole life, right? And no one talks about that, and everybody's okay with that, right? No. Drag queens, trans women, lesbians, gay boys. We're not trying to groom anybody. Most of us don't even like kids.
Nobody wants your child in the room. We want them for like 5 minutes to give them their Christmas present. They can go.
And then they can go.
They can go.
That's it. Nobody wants your kids. Nobody wants to groom your kids. You know, a kid is what they are. You can't make this stuff up. When you see a kid that's 6 years old, right, stating they're not the gender that they were born, where would they get this information from? If when you're a kid, you only know your parents, you only know your immediate family.
When you're a little kid and you just, I don't know, when you're a little kid and you're biologically a female, but the idea of putting on a dress or the idea of like anything, like it makes you wretch.
Yep.
What are you going to do if that were my child?
Yeah.
What am I going to, I'm going to like love my child and I'm going to make her not make them not
Yes,
suffer.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I read a story about these parents that were Republicans, right? And they still wanted to stay true to those Republican values or whatever it was. And then they had a child that was trans and their whole life changed. When their child said to them, their male-born child said, I'm going to cut this off.
Wow.
Okay? I don't want to live anymore in this body.
That makes me cry.
How do you, you know what I mean? How do you tell a 10-year-old child to not cut off their penis because that's not who they really are? You know, in layman's terms, with love and support. You know, how do you tell a 14-year-old that can turn on the TV and see Trump saying there's only 2 genders and trans people don't exist? What do you tell that child? And as a parent, you don't want your child to kill themselves, right? You don't want your child to be depressed and sad.
Well, that's what used to happen. And now, because there are outlets, and that's the scary thing. It's fear. Everybody, you're so afraid. You're so afraid that I can't put you in this box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is your box. This is your box. This is your label. This is your label. So now you have, I don't know, that crazy, he's South Asian and he's like got blue eyeshadow and he's all over the place. He's like so brilliantly smart. He just says the reason why you don't like me is because you're afraid of me, because you don't understand me. Because from a young age, you were raised to be in your particular box. You know, that's how you were. So you grow up that way, and then you see me, and you're like, does not compute, does not like, you know.
Does not fit in this box.
Does not fit in any box. So all of a sudden, you're afraid of this guy. I think it's what the leaders in these communities do are so fearless and so like, it's so, you know, they talk, like I love it.
Yeah, like I wish like I could just say like
it's so brave.
Like it's just it's so brave.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, you know, David and Goliath kind of deal.
Always. Yeah.
And yet they still
and they
do it every day.
They throw that rock and they hit him right on the head every fucking time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus